Joey Proban, for about 90 seconds, opens the episode completely certain he is right. Within 90 seconds, Jamie's actual argument shifts the ground under him. He adjusts quietly, without admitting it, and ends up in a more nuanced position than where he started. He does not acknowledge this shift. The whiteboard's new line is written by him. He knows he learned something. He will not be saying this out loud. Johnny, observer, the fish tank parallel, points out that he watches the fish tank for hours every day, and nobody has proposed banning it. This is actually the most philosophically interesting point anyone makes, and it catches everyone off guard. The question isn't the screen. It's what you're using it for. He says this once, then returns to the fish tank, having made his contribution for the day. Jamie, not fighting the ban. The reference to the 11-minute detox is self-aware and not embarrassed. Jamie looks at the camera. The first time Jamie has done this directly in the series, and says, "The apps aren't the problem. I am, and banning them doesn't fix me. It just moves the problem somewhere else." This is the series' most emotionally mature line. It lands completely because of how much we've watched Jamie grow into it. RoboCat Tresmeal the RoboCat is neither, but it voluntarily adopts the intention test anyway. I find the question useful regardless of whether the law applies to me. This is, quietly, the RoboCat's most mature moment since the manifesto. Mr. Whiskers, before opening any app, why? If you have a genuine answer, proceed. If you're opening it to fill a silence or avoid something real, maybe wait. It is the simplest possible advice. It is also, as the episode demonstrates, surprisingly difficult to actually follow. He has been waiting to deploy this since January. He is not surprised it's needed now. Joey is sitting very still on the couch, looking at Jamie with the energy of someone who has waited a very long time for this exact moment. Jamie has the phone in their hand. They look at Joey, they look at the phone, they look back at Joey, a pause, carefully, with enormous restraint. The UK banned social media for children under 16. A beat. Joey's expression is trying very hard not to say, "I told you so." It is not succeeding. Scene 1. The news. The household assembles. The news plays quietly on TV. Anchor describes the ban. Applies to the major platforms, part of a growing global movement. The camera holds on the household's individual reactions. Jimmy looks Chloe looks thoughtful. Jamie looks at the phone in their hand, then sets it face down on the table voluntarily. The RoboCat is on the counter, processing sound briefly activating, as it presumably reads the same news via Wi-Fi.
Finally, the governments have caught up. I said this in an episode. I've been saying this. The apps were always the problem. This is just someone finally doing something about it.
How do they verify age, though? Anyone can lie about their birthday.
Quietly! The platforms have been able to verify age for advertising purposes for years. They just chose not to. A small silence at that. Then Joey looks at Jamie with great anticipation, waiting for the reaction he assumes is coming. Jamie looks up, faces the room.
I actually think it's complicated. Beat. Everyone is briefly, genuinely surprised. This is not what anyone expected.
Scene 2. The debate. All sides. Joey moves to the whiteboard reflexively, then stops, looks at it. The two lines from previous episodes are there. He decides against the whiteboard for now. He sits back down. This itself is character growth. Nobody mentions it.
How is it complicated? The apps are bad for kids. Kids are on the apps. Solution: no apps.
The apps aren't bad for kids. The way some kids use apps is bad for some kids sometimes. That's a very different sentence.
Genuinely processing this, that's a more complicated sentence than I was using.
What about the mental health research? The studies showing links between heavy social media use and depression in teenagers.
Those studies are real, and correlation doesn't always mean causation. But even if it does, the question is still whether banning access fixes the underlying thing, or just moves it somewhere we can't see.
From the counter, the processing sound. I would like to flag that I am internet connected. I have accessed content from at least 3 of the banned platforms for research purposes. Weather data, tune-up pricing. One cat video, which was educational.
What cat video?
Processing sound. It was relevant.
To the room, does the ban apply to the RoboCat? Everyone looks at the RoboCat. The RoboCat's eye glows steadily. Nobody has an immediate answer.
Not looking up from the fish tank direction. I watch the fish tank for 4 hours a day. Nobody's banning that.
The fish tank isn't a social media platform.
It's content I consume passively for pleasure without engaging critically with what I'm watching. The orange fish hasn't posted anything with a like button, but the behavior is similar. Pause. The question isn't the screen. It's what you're using it for. Everyone sits with this for a moment. Johnny returns to looking toward the fish tank. His contribution for the day, complete.
Scene 3. Joey has been listening to Jamie's arguments for about 45 seconds, and his position has been quietly shifting. He doesn't acknowledge this. He tries one more angle.
Though we ran a detox in Season 1. We tried a detox in this house. It lasted 11 minutes. You're telling me unlimited access is fine after 11 minutes. Jamie doesn't look away. Something different in their face. Not defensive, not embarrassed, just honest.
No, I'm not saying unlimited access is fine. I'm saying 11 minutes happened because I didn't have a reason to stop that was bigger than the reason to keep going. A pause. The ban doesn't give you a reason. It just removes the choice. And I've been thinking about it since the seminar. Since I actually started putting it down sometimes. And the only times it worked was when I had something I was doing it for. Not because someone said I couldn't have it. Jamie looks at the camera directly. First time in the series, Jamie has done this, broken the fourth wall, just for a moment. Speaking to the audience as much as the room. The apps aren't the problem, I am, and banning them doesn't fix me. It just moves the problem somewhere they can't see it.
The room is quiet. Joey looks at Jamie for a long moment. Then he stands, crosses to the whiteboard. He writes a third line beneath the 2 from previous episodes. He holds the board up. It reads, "Anxiety equals love, without an outlet. Acknowledgement does not equal personhood. Acknowledgement equals start." The why is the whole question. He puts the marker down. He looks at Jamie. He doesn't say, "You were right," or "I was wrong." He doesn't need to. Scene 4. The intention test. The RoboCat adopts it.
From the armchair, closing his outline page 14. The intention test before opening any app. Why? If you have a genuine answer, something real you need or want, proceed. If you're opening it to fill a silence or avoid something you don't want to feel, maybe wait. Not a ban, not unlimited access. One question, asked honestly.
That's very simple.
Yes.
Simple things are the hardest.
Yes.
From the counter, the processing sound longer than usual. 1.8 seconds. Then I will adopt this protocol. Accessing external networks. Query, why? Current query. Weather data for tomorrow's temperature. Reason, the household fan is still running from episode 3. Season 1, and I want to assess whether it will be needed. Pause reason is genuine, proceeding. Beep then.
Surprised, it passed its own test.
It always was going to. It had a reason.
The RoboCat checks the weather. The fan is still running on the counter behind it. It is, in its way, being thoughtful. Nobody says this out loud. Everyone knows. Scene 5. Outro, the Ask Jamie's final beat. Joey, Johnny, Mr. Whiskers on the couch. RoboCat on the counter. The whiteboard's 3 lines visible. Joey turns to camera.
The UK just banned social media for under 16s. More countries are talking about doing the same. A generation of governments trying to decide, by law, what billions of young people can and can't access online. We argued about it. Jamie made the best point in the room. I wrote it on the whiteboard because that's what I do when someone makes a good point and I don't want to admit it out loud.
From the hallway, Jamie, about to head off, they stop, look back at the whiteboard, at the new line, then at Joey. Quietly, the why is the whole question. They go. The room is still for a moment.
To camera, genuinely, subscribe, we're 0 from 1,000. If you found us through any of those platforms they're trying to ban, welcome. Tell us in the comments, how old were you when you got social media? And what was your WHY? Pause, if you had one.
The second gravel project is progressing.
Without looking, we're not talking about the fish right now, Johnny.
I know. I just wanted to update everyone.